What's up, PSGINT family? It's your boy PSGINT here, and today we will be discussing what I expect and what I believe will happen to every Paris Saint-Germain player at this World Cup. So from Keylor Navas to Nuno Mendes to Pablo Sarabia to Neymar Jr. and to Lionel La Pulja Messi. So first of all, we got Messi. That's his group. I definitely believe he will be making it through the group stage, him and the Argentinian national team. They should come first in the group as well, even though that would put them on the hard side. Maybe a second place would be even better for Argentina. But of course, with them aiming to win this World Cup, they should not fear any team at all. And that's mostly because they got Lionel Messi in his last World Cup. And the way he is performing up to this World Cup with Paris Saint-Germain is just exceptional. He's really wanting this World Cup. We can definitely see it. But I don't think him winning it or not winning it will change up his mindset. But I definitely feel like Argentina will make it through the group stage, and as I said, they're aiming to win this World Cup. And when you have the aim to win the World Cup, you will feel unstoppable against anybody, especially they are on a 37, I believe, unbeaten streak, which is one game to equaling the best of all time. So Argentina just keep going, and yeah, I believe they will go far in this tournament. Next up we have Francia. Of course, Presnel Kimpembe is not in the group, so we only got Kylian Mbappe in the French national team, and Kylian Mbappe is very focused. Has had, I don't know, a dodgy start for his expectations this season, but he's still the Champions League top scorer. I think the third top scorer in Europe's top 5 leagues, and a lot of goal contributions as well. And even in this year, he has the most goal contributions in year 2022. But he will mostly want to revenge what he did in that Euros, because he was not great in that Euros. Of course, him missing the penalty was the reason they got knocked out versus Switzerland in the quarterfinals. And Kylian Mbappe really needs to add something to his performances this World Cup. But Kylian Mbappe has been at the World Cup before. He knows the stage. He was younger, less experienced, less mature, and he was superb. So imagine now with the maturity and everything. Of course, the France squad is not as good as it was before, but I think that Kylian Mbappe, Benzema of course as well coming back, and some other players form will push them on to, I don't know, I'm predicting a final, because I think they will end up in the easy way out. But if they come second in the group stage, yeah, I don't think they will come that far, but they will definitely make it out of the group stage. I don't believe in the World Cup curse. Moving on, we got the Spanish national team players. We got Pablo Sarabia, of course, that Spanish group. It's a bit intense with Japan and Germany, but I believe Spain will make it out of the group stages, and they will be on the right side. And of course, Pablo Sarabia in the last Euros was one of their better players, scored I think the most goals for the Spanish national team in that Euros. And yeah, again, I think he's a starter, and he will bag some goals and assists for the Spanish national team alongside his boy Carlos Soler, who has been good in the few minutes he's being given here at Paris Saint-Germain. And I don't know if he's definitely a starter for the Spanish national team, but definitely will have his output in the World Cup. I believe Carlos Soler will also maybe bag some goals and assists if he gets this chance to do that. But I definitely feel like Spain will make it out of the group stage, and Sarabia and Soler may have a good World Cup. Next up in the same group, we have Costa Rica, who have our goalkeeper who hasn't started a single minute this game this season for Paris Saint-Germain. But I definitely believe that Keylor Navas will have it really hard in this group. As I said, Japan, Germany, Spain, all those countries are better than Costa Rica, and I think this is the end of Costa Rica. Of course, Keylor Navas will not think that way, because he has been with Costa Rica in, what was it, the quarterfinals back in 2014 World Cup. And he has the experience, so who knows, if he has a banging World Cup, Costa Rica may make it out of this group. Of course, Costa Rica last time in 2014, they were with England, Italy and Uruguay, and still made it out as first place in that group. So maybe they can do something here in the group, but very unlikely to happen. So I see a sad group stage knockout for Costa Rica. Moving on to Group F, where we have Morocco. Achraf Hakimi. And of course, Achraf Hakimi has not been the player we thought he would be. He's still been good, but we just expect much more from him, especially from his Inter days. But when it comes to the Moroccan national team, Achraf Hakimi just plays on another level. That may be on, there's less pressure on the Moroccan national team than Paris Saint-Germain, and also maybe that he has a more offensive role. He maybe sometimes plays even as a winger for the Moroccan national team, taking free kicks, and I feel he has more freedom in that team, of course. Playing more upfield as an attacker, and I think he will have a great World Cup to enjoy. Same thing with Morocco, and as we saw, Belgium lost to Egypt yesterday, so maybe Morocco can take that second place in that group alongside Croatia. Moving on, we have a Group G where our Brazilian superstars will start off with Neymar Jr. I believe Neymar Jr. will have a banging World Cup. I think him and Messi, we can put them on the same level. This will probably be as well Neymar's last World Cup, at least from what he's saying, even though I believe he will play the next World Cup. But he's really feeling it with this World Cup, and has, I know, his wallpaper on his phone, it's the World Cup trophy, and I feel he's so motivated for this World Cup. And we saw in Copa America how great he was, and now we will see even a better version of Neymar Jr. here at the World Cup. And I hold my fingers up, and I think that Neymar will have an astonishing World Cup. Of course, they will make it out of the group stage, and I'm predicting them to come up against Argentina in the semifinals. And there, Neymar will be the decision maker and win that game. And I believe, of course, Brazil will win the World Cup. That's my World Cup prediction. Neymar will be the main player in that tournament. Next up, we have Marquinhos, his teammate. And as we saw, Marquinhos, after that Real Madrid defeat, he did not feel great. His mindset, everything, he wasn't as focused. He wasn't as great as he was before that mistake. But I don't think that has affected any of his form in the Brazilian national team, because he has balled out every time he has played for them. He doesn't feel that. He just feels that with PSG, even though he's starting to come back here at Paris Saint-Germain. I feel this World Cup is so important for Marquinhos, especially with him being Paris Saint-Germain's captain. If Brazil make it far, and Marquinhos is one of the most important players, of course, he's a starter for that team. That will give him a lot of mental strength coming back to Paris Saint-Germain. And last, we have Group H with Portugal, and we have 3 Portuguese players here at the World Cup. Danilo Pereira, of course, has been exceptional for Paris Saint-Germain this season, playing as a centre-back, where I believe he can play either as a DM or as a centre-back for the Portuguese national team. Right now, I'm not 100% sure if he will be a starter for the Portuguese national team, but the minutes he's given, I think he will prove that he should be a starter with his high IQ, with his focus, with his strength, with his height, everything he can add to that Portuguese team. And I think he will be an important player for the Portuguese national team. Coming up, we have Vitor Ferreira. I'm not 100% sure if he will again be a starter for the Portuguese national team, even though he has balled out for Porto last season and Paris Saint-Germain this season. It just seems like Santos does not have him as a definite starter in this Portuguese national team, even though there's a lot of great competition in this Portuguese national team. But Vitinha, again, the minutes he will get off the bench, maybe starting, that third group stage game, and I think that will be very important for Vitinha, because he will ball in those minutes, and he has to ball if he wants to continue playing for the Portuguese national team. And lastly, we have Nuno Mendes, again, no 100% starter for the Portuguese national team, because Cancelo may play as a left back, even though he's playing mostly as a right back, or Mario Rui from Napoli has also balled out this season. But I feel that Nuno Mendes should definitely be the starter, with him being one of the best left backs and one of the best full backs in the world. The form he's in, even though he's so young, he's amazing with everything. He's very mature for his age, and I believe that if Nuno Mendes, plays a lot of minutes, and I can definitely see Portugal making it long. I predict them to go to the semis. They may even make it to the final if they come first in this group and get that right side, the easier side. Can definitely see Nuno going away with that Golden Boy award, because his performances will be exceptional if he gets the minutes he deserves. But that was it from our Paris Saint-Germain players here at the World Cup, and how I think they will perform and my expectations on them. Let me know in the comments down below, what top 3 PSG players do you think will perform at the World Cup? If I had to make a top 3, it will be Neymar Jr., Lionel Messi, and then I would put I'll probably put Nuno Mendes. But make sure to comment that below. Make sure to subscribe to the PSGINT YouTube channel. Make sure to like this video, and as usual, bye.